Hey everyone, Mako Fujimura from my Princeton studio, and it's great to be back from frigid Boston, where Hejin and I were presenting at Veritas Forum, and we are actually on our way to another trip, which we'll tell you about later. Veritas stands for truth, and perhaps that's something that we don't talk about much in today's academia. But these were bright students and faculty members and people of various backgrounds speaking about what is truth, and to me, what's extension of that question is what is reality? What is reality with a capital R? But perhaps that's part of the picture is that in light of what we are looking for in where our research and our making can go into, we need to be thinking about time. And I noted that there are two different times, notions of time, at least two, and there's many more. But one is chronos time. Chronos is a watch time where we get to measure things and in a linear fashion in a measured way. Um, and I associate chronos time with also another Greek word, neos, which is a kind of newness that is flashy and ephemeral. So most of the time, what we experience in neos time frame is, or chronos time frame is neos. In other words, it's like walking through Times Square. There's all sorts of flashy things around us to um, buying for attention, and yet they could be so fleeting that nothing ever remains. It's this barrage of information and lights and uh, all sorts of ways that advertisement will draw attention to ourselves. And that sense of time is what we are used to experiencing every day. But there's another notion of time, which is Kairos time. Kairos time is what can be translated as eternal time, or one good definition is timefulness, timefulness. And so I tend to associate what I do in the studio with that notion of time, uh, Kairos moment or Kairos time, and that's what artists are trying to capture in their work. And anything enduring that is produced, made, is perhaps touching into this Kairos time. And the question is, how do we um, move into that moment, or time that is frozen? When I'm in the studio, I lose track of time. And when you're doing anything creative, you lose track of time. And that's a significant reality that we often don't pay attention to in education. Certainly, we are asked to do a task in competing perhaps with others, and the more efficient you are with the chronos time, the better grade you get, perhaps. But the Kairos time makes us realize that there is more to learning and more to understanding than we understand the depth of what reality is, and if reality has this timefulness um, rather than this chronos efficiency, then reality can be this capital R timefulness. And art fundamentally is trying to get to that reality, both in process and practice. And so what I do here in the studio is to consider if what I contribute, the windows that I can create through my work, can draw people into that Kairos moment. And I have paintings even titled Kairos. And so I had a curator from Porto Museum in Japan here yesterday, and that's why these paintings are laid out here um, to show him. And we had moment to talk about those things. And it seems like in today's technology, there is a lot of ways to create chronos moments to get flashy attention. And yet, what he was saying as a museum curator is what he's looking for is um, something that remains and in a tangible, objective sense that is present in a moment as that does not disappear like this YouTube reality. And that is extended perhaps generatively into a person, the viewer's mindset or life. And so we had this deep discussion about that, and I'm grateful for these kind of discussions. But I hope places like Veritas Forum or other gatherings like that will consider that art and music and theater and dance and really any discipline is all about creation of enduring moments of time, and to seek after this reality with a capital R that we can be fully present in. And that takes a certain kind of mindset to do that. So next time I'll share more about these generative principles. In fact, I was in Boston reminiscing that Boston is my birthplace. My father, renowned scientist, a young scientist then, was doing his postdoc when I was born at MIT with a guy named Noam Chomsky. And Noam Chomsky's generative grammar theory, my father brought into Japan, and that's how he got his start as a researcher and scientist. and so this word generativity runs through my DNA, and I think this question of reality with a capital R, presence with a capital P, Veritas, truth, and all of these conversations has something to do with that. So more to come. I hope you are making today into the new, and I hope your journey gives you wings, and that we can consider these matters from the perspective of what one scholar called psychosomatic wholeness that is ours when we make something with our hands. God bless you.